Good morning. I am Ravi Kumar Avsare. I am teaching economics in Sadhguru Gadge Maharaj College, Karab. In last lecture, we discussed about the importance of economics. Why it is important for students to learn economics. And even in that lecture, I explained about how you are going to complete economics. For example, in 11th standard economics is there, for 12th standard economics, for FY, SY, TY, even somewhere you can find for MCOM also one paper is there for economics. So in last lecture I discussed about the importance of economics. Now in this lecture I am going to explain the content or why it is important for a student to learn economics, or what is there in a book for 11th standard. Now you might have seen about the book. Now some students, they have purchased books. Here very interesting cover page of your book. Here note, it is 100 rupee note is there. So here again they have plot about the agriculture, about the science, farmer is there, again some industrial development is there. So each and everything is there in this picture. So when you see this picture carefully, you can understand that importance is given for money also, for other activities, for all of the activities which are related with economics. So very interesting page cover is there. Again, if you see the back cover of your page, that is here development of infrastructure, that is aeroplane is there. Again some agriculture, farmers, industrialists, they have shown each and everything here. For one photograph is there for aeroplane, one photograph is for agriculture, woman working in the agriculture. So you can see there are very interesting back cover also and very interesting front page also, that is about the money. So now in this lecture again I am going to explain how you can use this book, or what is there in your book, or what is expectation of a government from a student who is studying in 11th standard. Now first, with the help of some points, I will explain why it is important to learn economics, or what is expected from a student within 11th standard. In general, I will explain what is there in this book, how you can use this book. Okay. Now first, what is the expectation from a student who is learning in 11th standard, or who is having some kind of good points? For number one, that is, it is about, aim of this book is to create awareness about dynamic changes, are there in Indian economy, taking place in Indian economy. What is the aim of this book? Aim of this book is to create awareness in students about dynamic changes. What kind of changes are there in taking place in Indian economy? Now you can understand that. See, in 1947 we got independence. Britishers, they left our India country in 1947. What is economic condition of our country in 1947 and India in 2020? Is it same? Can you say that in India in 1947 is the same with India in 2020? No, definitely there is some kind of development. So what are the changes that are taking place in Indian economy? It is important, or the new syllabus is going to focus that the student, they should understand what are the new changes that are taking place in Indian economy. The student in 11th standard, they should know something or some points which are related with Indian economy, all the changes there in Indian economy, whether really India is progress, there is some kind of progress in India. So you can understand by using this book that is about what is there in Indian economy. Okay. Second point about first time economics as a separate economics as a separate and independent subject. That is, the government has introduced economics for 11th standard as a separate and independent subject. Now, what is there for happening? That is, for example, up to 10. Up to 10, you have learned economics with the help of geography or with the help of mathematics. You know some terms in this subject, in geography and maths, but you haven't learned economics as a separate subject. In this year, you are going to learn economics as a separate and independent subject. So it is interest that the student, they should know something, some points which are related with Indian economy, or it is important to give some information for a student who is studying in 11th standard. So it is first time economics is introduced as a separate and independent subject. Now, third point, what will be beneficial for you? That is, enable students to understand. Enable student to understand. Student to understand various concepts. Various concepts thoroughly and correlate with practical life. What is the aim of this book? It is enable students to understand various concepts. So in this book or here in this year, you are going to learn many terms. Here, the main intention, that is, this book is going to enable students to understand various concepts which are related or which are there in economics. It is not possible to see all the things in first year also, but here it is important that the student, they should have some kind of idea what they are going to learn, or what is the content of syllabus, or what is expected from them. So it is important to enable students to understand various concepts thoroughly, and you should not only read about the concept, how you can use that concept with your life. The practical importance is also important. Whether these things are really important for your life, or whether you are going to use that thing in your life. Practical importance, how you are going to correlate these things with your life. You are going to learn this thing from this book, that is, enable students to understand various concepts thoroughly and with correlate all these things with your practical life. Now, point number 4, that is about new syllabus. New syllabus focuses realistic approach. Realistic approach is to solve real world problems. Now see, with the help of this new syllabus is going to focus at the realistic approach. What is there in reality? Economists are always going to say what is in reality. So the student, they can understand the reality of economic matters, or what kind of economy is there, whether economies have some kind of good things, or whether economy there is some kind of slowdown. Now see, we are facing the problem of COVID-19. So what kind of situations are there, whether the world is going to face problem, or whether the Indian economy is going to face some kind of problem. It is in reality you are going to see all these things, and this new syllabus is going to help students to understand the realistic approach and to solve real world problems. What are the problems are there? For example, if you see the basic problems, in last lecture I discussed about the basic problem. What kind of basic problem for our country? There is population is there, poverty is there, unemployment is there. Okay, these are some basic problems which India is going to face at this stage. So you can understand, or you should have some kind of idea about these problems. It is called as how you are going to solve real world problems or realistic approaches. Point number 4. Point number 5, that is about economic concept. We are going to learn here some economic concepts. In this book, we are going to learn about some economic concepts. Some economic concepts. Concepts like money, economic growth, economic development, economic reforms, economic planning, statistics, discussed in detail. In this year, you are going to see some new concepts. There is some economic concepts are there. For example, concept of money. What do you mean by money? We know importance of money, but you don't know about the definition of money. So you are going to learn about what do you mean by money, what is definition of money, what kind of functions of money. You are going to learn all these things here. Again, you are going to see some some new terms, that is economic growth. What do you mean by economic growth? How you are going to attain economic growth? What do you mean by economic development? How you are going to attain economic development? At the same time, what do you mean by economic reforms? What kind of reforms are there? What is important for planning? Whether planning is very important. Economic planning, we are going to see about the economic planning. What is the importance of economic planning? At the same time, here one separate chapter is there, that is about the statistics. Chapter number 3 is going to discuss about the statistics. Very purposefully, this chapter has been introduced in 12th Indian Standard, and you are going to discuss. There is some kind of functions like mean, median, mode. You are going to learn all these terms in chapter number 3 in detail, so that you should have some kind of idea. So these points are very important. With the help of these points, you are going to see the functions of each and everything in this book. These very important concepts are there. Now, point number 6, that is about each and everything is very important. You see, you should read all the things. It is important that you should have some kind of idea about all the concepts. Again, this textbook throws some kind of light upon various challenges before Indian economy. See, this textbook is going to throw some kind of light upon various challenges before Indian economy. Within very few minutes, I explain. That is, you know that about I explain the points. Some challenges are there. For example, for India, the problem of poverty is there. Problem of population. You know that India is second largest country in the world, having great population after China. India, it has got second number for population. Problem of population, problem of poverty, problem of unemployment, problem of proper infrastructure. So there are so many problems. So here this textbook throws light upon various challenges. What kind of challenges are there? You should not only say about this is a problem of population. But what is important? As an economist, or you are going to study economy, it is important how you are going to solve that problem. Suppose problem of poverty is there. How you are going to minimize poverty? What do you mean by absolute poverty? What do you mean by relative poverty? So there should be some kind of explanation how you are going to solve this problem. What current challenges are there before Indian economy? As a citizen, as a people of this country, it is important to understand, or we must know all these problems. What kind of problems are there for our country, or what kind of problems our country India is facing at this stage. So you will learn all these things. Okay, textbook is going to throw some light upon this point. Now, Point number 7, that is about first time. First time or first time. For first time, various activities introduced. Various activities are introduced. Help to develop content knowledge. Content knowledge also provides scope and also provide scope, gaining relevant and additional knowledge. First time in this book, various activities are introduced. So when you understand, when you are going to learn, when you are going to observe your textbook, you can understand that there are various activities are introduced. So the student, they should not only read the book, but there should activities. It is important to see these activities, or you should have some discussion with your friends. You should make your groups, and here these activities are to be discussed. It is important for a student to make group. Various activities are introduced to help or to develop content knowledge. For example, suppose money is there, concept of money is there. So what do you mean by money? What is the function of money? Whether these functions are really important, or whether you are going to use that functions in your day-to-day life. So content knowledge is very important. You have to use that knowledge in your life again, and also provide scope, gaining relevant and additional knowledge. Whenever there is some kind point, you should, when you see your book, you can understand there is one concept. Do you know? You should do. These concepts are there. Here, it is important that relevant and additional knowledge. You will gain some kind of relevant and additional knowledge. So focus is there that the student, they should know, or they should have some kind of knowledge. They should not only read, or they should not only recite. They should not only by heart the problem, but they should know that it is important for their life also, and how they are going to use these things in their practical life. Okay, this is for the first time. Again, next point, that is about ample scope for activity. Point number 8, that is about ample scope for activities. Ample scope for activity based learning group, that is group discussion. It is about group discussions, self-learning, Here, there is scope for student for activity-based learning. I can mention that if you from your groups, suppose 4 or 5 students are there, they will make some kind of group, and if they are going to discuss their points, when they are going to read some point, when they are going to discuss that point in group, it is important, or they can easily understand, they can easily remember all the points which are there. So group learning is there, group discussion is there, and it will definitely help for self-learning. So the focus or aim of this book is also there for, that is, there should be some kind of group formation. The student, they should discuss their problems in their group, and they should have some kind of self-learning also. This is also expected from you. Okay, point number 9, that is here very simple here, very simple simple and lucid language. When you go through this book, what will you observe? The language of this book is very easy, very student found common. If student belongs to rural area can also understand. It is not possible that every student come from convent area or from convent school. Some people they belongs to poor family or they are coming from a rural background. So when you read, you can find that language is very easy, very lucid language is there. They hear not so difficult words are there. So common student can understand or common student can read the book very interestingly. So very lucid and very simple language is there. There is no difficult words are some words are difficult, but you can easily use dictionary. You can have some kind of you can use dictionary and you can see the meaning of these words. But otherwise, overall, the book is very good. There is some kind of lucid language, some kind of easy language there. So very easily you can read the book. Very lucid and simple language. Again, that is what is there in this book. Here, relevant diagrams are there. Relevant diagrams, graphs, tables, tables are there on textbook 3. Brings more clarity, understanding, various terminologies and about economic concept. So when you are going to see about this concept, that is you can see when you go through this book, what do you see? Relevant diagrams are there for understanding for students who are going to use the book. Some graphs are there, some tables are there, and on this book brings more clarity of understanding. When you see one diagram, definitely there should not be any kind of doubt in your mind. If you see one graph, then you can understand. For clear understanding, graphs are there, diagrams are there, tables are there, so that a common student can understand each and every concept and also various terminology in economic concepts. Okay. And last point, that is about, at last there is some kind of glossaries there. Here you can find glossary, that is some economic terms are there, different words also provided at the ends. So when you go at the last, you can what you are going to observe, that is glossaries there. You can see about the economic terms there. Difficult words are also provided, so that you can read these words and you can have some kind of understanding of these words. So very briefly, I explain all the points. What is expected, or what is the aim of this book, or what is the government is going to expect from you. First time, it's separate subject is there, economics, you are going to read economics, you are going to learn economics separately. So it is a very interesting. If you take interest, definitely you will understand each and every concept and you can use that concept in practical life. Okay, thank you very much.